After, I go, okay?
The Carter Center in Atlanta, Georgia. First concerns health care. At the Carter Center in Atlanta is located the Task Force on Child Survival and coordinating the work of the World Health Organization, UNICEF, the Rotary clubs that deal with polio, and with others who are concerned about child survival. This fall at the United Nations I will be, and we expect to play a major role there. I know many of you have been supporting Jim Grant in UNICEF in preparing for this conference. The director of our center is Dr. William Fagey, who helped to orchestrate the eradication of smallpox. And we are now addressing a major health problem in Africa called guinea worm. Guinea worm exists now in Pakistan, India, and in 17 nations across the continent of Africa. This disease, a horrible affliction, is quite often little known because it falls most heavily on the most isolated and the most poverty-stricken people on earth. The disease is caused by the drinking of impure water from ponds and pools within which is located the eggs of the guinea worm. 100 million people, most of them in Africa, are subject to having guinea worm, and at this moment it's estimated that 10 million Africans suffer from guinea worm. As you may or may not know, at the end of the 12-month period, this egg has for 12 months. This disease can be totally eradicated from a village and from a nation. There is a concerted effort now to eradicate guinea worm from the world once and for all. Our target date is 1996. We have, as I say, full support from the International Health Organization. The abate, which is the chemical used, is manufactured by the American Cyanamid Company, and they have now agreed to give us all the abate necessary for the worldwide use, free of charge. The special filter cloth is manufactured by DuPont Company. They have also offered to give us 10 million square yards of this material to be distributed to every village in the world that has guinea worm. The first step in the eradication of guinea worm is to determine which villages are afflicted with this problem. And UNICEF has agreed to finance this effort in all the affected countries. We've had a major start in 2 African countries, Nigeria and Ghana. You may be interested in knowing that the assessment in Ghana showed that 180,000 cases of guinea worm existed last year. In Nigeria, 700,000 people had guinea worm. It's estimated that in all, about 10 million people in Africa, a few in Pakistan and India have guinea worm problems. Guinea worm does exist in which villages. The second one is for the leader of the nation to publicize the problem of guinea worm, and then to let us work with you in a very done for 12 months. The guinea worm is permanently eliminated. One tablet of methazine taken annually will prevent river blindness. And we have also propelled of Africa every year. The per capita production of food grains has gone down. Compared to 20 years ago, the average African citizen has 70 fewer with the help of other financiers. A program that we call Global 2000. We began this program in a week. We are now prepared in a program called Project Africa to work very closely with WAU. One is headed by the United Nations Development Program, and the other one is headed by the African. Now, foremost experts on food production in Africa to assess the problems and opportunities. We will assess both the successes and the failures that have occurred in the past in your country, working with many people, efforts to save children's lives, efforts to improve the quality of our environment here in this country. When I was President of the United States, I was not adequately aware of a tragic fact. Wars, because it is improper or sometimes illegal even to communicate with revolutionaries who are attempting to change what we call the International Negotiating Network. We work very closely with the United Nations and have cooperated with them recently.
Our purpose has been to study the problems developing countries face in overcoming the economic backward in the last 3 decades, and to try to make recommendations about how we can make more the development goals which were proposed for ourselves. We gave ourselves 3 years to undertake that task, and our report will be published. I think the great importance of the OAU and advanced in-house topic, French and possibly Portuguese, will be available before the end of the year. About national development strategies, about South-South relations.
Last year. This year, we don't know what is going to happen, but there are signs that the peoples of Africa and the governments of Africa are beginning to realize that they have to be more serious about their own development, and they have to cooperate more and more together to bring about really important changes in them.
Mheshimiwa, kamati ya kusini imekuwa ikichukua juhudi gani kusaidia nchi zinazoendelea hasa za Kiafrika?
Thank you, President.
Thank you.
Mr. President, for the French television, excuse me, do you have the economic problems are very important for Africa. For you, what are your proposition, what solution for you? To find a solution to economic African problems.
Well, first of all, what we are saying in the Commission is that there's no fixed answer to the problems of Africa. Nobody has this answer. Sometimes our friends in the North pretend that they know the answer, and they go to every African country to provide an answer to the economy of the South. They have not succeeded. What has happened is that they have ruined some of those economies. What we are saying about African countries is, first of all, that they have to rely upon themselves. This we're emphasizing. Actually, we're not saying this to only the African countries. We are saying this to all countries of the South, that the first essential for the development of their own countries is to listen to themselves, not to listen to outsiders, and to to use their own internal resources of every type to the maximum. This is what we are saying. We are saying about to Asia, to Africa, to Latin America. We are every country. We are also saying these countries must work together. So we are saying to the African countries, I was saying that, please work together within Africa and with the rest of the world. You'll get the answers yourself. Don't try to buy answers. Sometimes these answers from the outside have caused a lot of damage to our own economies. So please think for us yourself and use your own resources of brains and natural resources.
But actually, to Houston, the 7 presidents of 7 more big countries are in meeting. What do you want from this meeting?
That's nothing except trouble, and that's what I keep saying. The 7 representing the richest countries in the world meet every year, and they discuss their problems. They meet every year and they discuss their problems. We don't have an equivalent of this in the South at all. We have immense problems. It's very difficult to try and get the South also to do exactly the same. Because these countries of the North, they also have their own differences. Don't believe that they have no differences. They have their own differences. But they meet and they discuss because they have a lot of income. The countries of the South also have lots of differences. But they have many in common. The huge problem of development in common. They should also be meeting and be as serious as the countries of the North are. They meet every year. That group of 7, they meet to discuss their problems and our problems. And they take decisions which affect them and affect ourselves. And we never meet.
Thank you, Mr. President.